Hi everyone, my name is Abhishek Vishwakarma. Today I will solve daily leet code problem. The problem number is 1513. The question is number of substring with only ones. It means we need to find a substring. Means we need to find a substring, but the condition is all element should be one. Only one integer means only one should be present. No zero is present in the answer substring. Okay. And the description is they given a binary string as return the number of substring with all character is one. It means we need to find those substrings where all elements, all character should be one. Since the answer may be too larger. Sometime when you find the substring, how many substring will make for this substring for this substring. Sometimes it will give you a large larger integer. So that's why we need to return. It means we take the modulo of answer by 10 ratio 9 plus 7. It is a prime number. Okay. This is for to make the answer shorter. So that's why we store the answer. Why we are doing these things, we talk about later. Now we jump into the question. The question is, yeah, here. The question is, we need to find a substring. All are understood. We need to find a substring. But the condition is in substring, included character, all included character are one. Only one should be present. No, no, this subarray like this subarray is not. It is not a valid answer. Okay. So we need to find a substrings like one. Wait a minute. Like substring one, 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 three, one, one, four. This one four, four length. It means this is a valid answer substring where all character is ones. Okay. So how do I find? How how do I find? So how do I find? Let's suppose first we need to find a substring. First we need to find substring. Uh, take this example here, and we find this substring because we need to find a valid substring. Valid substring means what is meant by valid substring? Valid substring. It means a group of elements where all elements should be contain only once. Okay, it means we need to find first valid substring. We need to find valid substring. Valid substring is like this. We need to find valid substring. What is a valid substring? This one is a valid substring because because all element is one. Okay, now we find it. We find this substring and we try to find how many what we we try to find h sorry how many substring make from these given substring, these given valid substring. Okay, and from here how many substring will find? You know the formula of find substring. The formula of substring is n is a length of string, and formula to find, wait a minute, the formula n into n plus 1 whole divided by 2. Okay, this is the formula, and this is the formula from this valid substring. How many substring will make? How many substring will make? We make substring. How many substring we make? It is 2 into 2 plus 1 and divided by 2 equal to 3. It may equal to, we need to find from this valid substring, we need to find a substring from this valid substring is equal to 3. And now, then after, we find one more if there is any exist valid substring. So we need to find, yeah, this is a valid substring exist in substring. So valid substring is 1, 1, this. And same we do for this. We find what? We find how many substring we'll make from here, from this substring. How many substring we find from this valid substring. Here we find is 3 into 3 plus 1 whole divided by 2. It give you what? It it give you like what? How many? It's 4 to 6. It give you 6. Then we add it both. Then how many substring will make from this valid substring and how many substring will make this substring. The total is 9. And now our answer should be a 9. Okay. And now also we take one more example. Is this? We take one more example. One more example is this. Okay. Now for this, how first we what we find? First we need to find. Here we find the write a step. First find valid substring, and second find how many substring I I will make from given valid valid substring. Okay. And the third is make third is and add all substrings. And note is valid substring valid substring. Make sure all characters should be ones, should be contain only one. Okay. And these are instructions for we do for same this example. First, first we find the valid substring. This valid substring. This is a this is valid substring. What happened? This is valid substring, and this is a valid substring. Okay. This valid substring. Wait a minute. Now for this substring, first we need to find what? We need to find valid substring. The valid substring is this one and this one. And for each valid substring, we find how. Okay. We get two valid substrings. The first one valid substring is this one. And what we try to find? We find. Wait a minute, guys. I don't know why this happened. Sorry, guys. I don't know what happened the previous whiteboard. So now we make a new whiteboard. And now the first step is to solve the problem. The first step is to find a valid substring. Now we find valid substring. This is a valid substring, and this is a valid substring. Valid substring make sure all element only once. And the second step is we need to find how many substring will make for the given valid substring. For this valid substring, how many substring will make it? Only one. Okay. And for next valid substring, how many substring will make it? Only one. Now the third step is add these both. We get two substring. Now we write a code for this problem, and let's write the code. And is equal to as constant. We take a size length, and we need to take n modulo. Why we take? We talk to later. 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and Then next we take a variable long. We take a variable result where we make sure we this variable store the result and one more variable which count once. Okay, which count once. Now we traverse the string. Now we traverse the string. Here first we need to find what? We need to find valid substring. Valid substring is like that is equal to 1. Then count means this count 1 increase. It means what? It means like here they will count how many ones we have for to make a valid substring. For example, like this one is 0 1 1 and 0. First we make sure. First we find valid substring. We count how many valid substring have a 1 and we count for this. And now we perform these operations. Okay, we perform these operations. The same thing is we count like here we count this this one, and when when zero is come, it means we need to find when the current pointer is pointing to the zero. It means uh, we have we have a valid substring. It means we have a valid substring. So valid substring should be a zero, either one, either two, either three. Okay. Now write the code for this else else if the count is become now two. We traverse one, two, 0 1 1. We get the we get the we get the valid substring. Okay. Now we get the valid. The size is the valid substring length is how many one is given. How many one is you have. Okay. Now we need to find result. We need to add in result at the end. We talk in the process. We add the all substring into the result here. Now so there is a one more thing we need to observe. Sometime not sometime. Result should be a larger. So that's why we modulo our result by 10 ratio 9 plus 7, because if you have a large number you can't store. It means you can't store those numbers. So that's why the lead code told you sometime the answer may be a too larger. So that's why you modulo your result with 10 ratio 9 plus 7. So same thing we do here. First we add it and we find a substring. The second thing is we find a valid substring and find how many substring will make from the given valid substring. Now here we get the valid substring is two, these two valid substring, and we need to find the length is two, and now we find what we find. We make it a sorter variable. We find what we find how many substring I will make from the valid. How many string will make from the substring valid substring. Okay, here divide by two. Then I will make modulo by m modulo by sometime the number of subarray may be too larger. So that's why we modulo with m, and sometime our whole result may be a larger. So that's why we again modulo by this one. Okay, if you not understood, like suppose first this sometime when you find a subarray, we need to find how many subarray we will make from the valid substring. We need to sometime you get a larger number of subarray. So we need to make it a small. So we divide by modulo. Okay, we divide by a modulo. This modulo is for this for is this, and this for is this. Okay, and now after when we get the value substring, and we also find for the how many substring we'll make. Now after we then next we move forward and find for the next value substring. So we need to make sure that to change this to change this. to update this thing to make it 0 for finding next valid substring. The next valid substring is this. And there is one more thing is when you traverse, when we stop it, when we find this process, how many substring is, we get the substring here, we get the valid substring, and we need to find what? We need to find what? We need to find how many substring will make from the valid substring. So sometime if the last number is the last substring is 1, is not a 0. So you need to find from outside the for loop, you check if your one's count is not a 0, it means there is a valid substring which you not find how many substring you will make it. If it is not 0, it means you need to find same this process. Do same this process. Okay. Then after you get it, one more thing is here we make it a long. Okay, because answer should be a long. And here if we take a long, we need to add one L. Okay, and now after return return result. But they ask in you return in int, but we give the result in form of long. So we need to cascade. We convert the result in long result into a int result, and now we run. And now we run. Now the all three example run successfully, and now we submit it. Yeah, they successfully run, and the complete streak 1 day is completed. Daily coding challenge completed. And thank you for watching this video. And I want to you to subscribe this channel and also comment below